Okay, so this is, I guess, psychological testing. I'm not entirely sure what the goal is, but okay, so this is testing roommates for chemical sensitivity and sensation, or just kind of in general, it's a complete mess. The dishes aren't washed or anything. It's crazy. So today I mopped the floor with alcohol and this fabuloso here to kill 100% of the bacteria. Stay within the means of 100% focus of killing critical chemicals. This here is oxidizing. Would be considered a wrapping, like technical, like a wrap. So it would be the material. So that would be tinfoil and plastic from a plastic bag, the Ziploc, of course. And this one is alcohol. One of them is peroxide. One of them is water and salts. One of them is iodine. I made this one today, iodine. So I've tried different focuses. See the lemon, just setting out, fumigating the lemon. It doesn't really do much. So I'm seeing technically a chemical here that is extremely toxic, and it's a quite large variable. So looking at these are build up spores basically of potato, corn, and then just dandelion weed from sitting outside. So I'd say like 1 pg, your industrial cleaner could clean stains like OxiClean. Bleach can clean stains technically, but it technically doesn't because they don't add the centrif or centium. Like it's kind of like a powder chemical to it. Some countries it's legal, Europe it's legal. So you ask yourself what else could decimate that kind of thing. An AC could do it. Lighter fluid, it could technically, it is working on a carbon chain, right? Reactive oxygen, hydrogen. Alcohol, of course, is kind of works in that kind of sphere of like amino acids, right? So, looking at, the other chemicals, I set this one out the other day, like maybe 2 weeks ago or maybe a week and a half ago. It's a red piece of plastic, maybe a marker for grass. To situate, the idea of cell, like cell repression, basically walnuts, seashells, and clay brick, and then some concretes in there as well. So I've done, all of that to situate, the resilience between the psychological matters, biobacterial, or chemical matter, basically. I've purchased salt here to conjugate the sensation of what the roommate was thinking or housemates are thinking. They used it. It's quite used. They used it all the time. They had no problems with these chemicals like crushed peppers, or I gave them one of chicken seasoning from McCormick. Again, nothing. These capsules that were full Febreze perfume, nothing. Acetone, or not acetone, peroxide and bleach and water. Of course, nothing. This chemical has to be coming from somewhere. It's a direct chemical contact, especially when you take into account, the chemicals that are like in the oatmeal there, right? Doesn't really do much. You can see the Windex, the cleaner. It's been cleaned today. I actually cleaned a little bit of this. There's stains all over it. I mean, could it be from cotton, like something like or some type of cotton, like from rags for cleaning windows or towels or napkins? So I don't know. You could look at peroxide. Again, in the last video about peroxide and beef, it just completely took all of the color out of beef. Just made it prune up in a way. Same thing could happen to any chemical. So what chemical could not or could deviate or penetrate that kind of chemical? Alcohol is the same way. Today I tested what is it, iodine? Yeah, providone iodine solution in some water and for a cockroach, and it killed it within 2 minutes or so. Basically, it even when washed off, it killed it. But I mean, there was some substrate like where the cockroach had cut in its devious setting. So it is, different. Today I bought some cord to wrap around different things to what is called, what I may consider like centriate, like a thought of, the variable theta, like seen as it is a variable theta, it's not touched on or it's also not tone. So it just means decay. So working on that variable a little bit. And for a school project as well, so this is, what it is. You can deviate so much from the hydrogen peroxide. I also, used what might be considered salicylic acid, or like the toned acid in the silicone in some toothpaste, some white brightening toothpaste. Left it in a cup in the bathroom to distillate, again, the function of the toothpaste. If you can't have this, it means you're not there, right? In some sort of kind of forum or formal world, right? So the toothpaste would be just kind of sitting there as more of a proven point, to oxidize maybe, to resiliate the idea of cleaning teeth. Even if you drink alcohol maybe for 2 to 5 months, your alcohol absorbs in the teeth. Those bacteria absorbs in the teeth, as well as smoking is one of those things. So it's there. It is what it is. So it's just kind of situate the resilience of the matter. Again, it doesn't have to be ironic, but the irony really is how to get from point A to point B without chemical sensation or substrate. So this chemical looks organized in a way that is particularly damaging. Again, you look at all the foci. You make a foci in a quarter, right? But again, what are we missing? What am I missing? Is how it's the substrate of perfumes from like the Febreze, the air fresheners. They work so much. The Lysol works so much. The Fabulosa, the Clorox bleach works so much. The flour works so much. Soap works so much. There's nothing settling. Cornstarch works so much. Even this Arm & Hammer. What I do, I put a small hole in it and the cardboard underneath to, maybe hypothetically create a substrate. I'm looking at all the chemicals. Simply, it could be the compression of like information. I'm seeing that the decay of information could be, biotopical. But again, it takes that constant fear versus flight or fight sensation to typically illustrate this issue in a formal way. You would think like something like active, process in like an amino cell or something like that in gloss of a cell, like something like walnut would distillate something. It has not. So you're looking at something more technical that theoretically can be something like chestnuts. Those were like relatively here in America prior to like I forget like 1800s or something like that before they went extinct. So technically you'd find these in like Philippines or maybe some subtropical area, but it brings the question, where's the focus here? Because technically you could agree with the biotopical environment, right? And you could survive as much as you want, but only so much of this illustration shines through, gets through. So you do technically need to ask yourself how a signal or a biomass would exist. Like you could even take like a processor for a clock, solder it together and stick it to a cable, like not stick it near it to see if it delineates. It's not going to do anything. Like same as a tack, you're not going to find anything. So you could, but it'd be tonal, right? It would be adjusted. It's something a human wouldn't see. So there's that. And then forgive my room. So basically, the focus is what you can see. So you can see like a tree here.